Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Critical and welcome back to another Minecraft Snapshot video. This week we're taking a look at 21w11a, and this week there's no new features, no new blocks or anything like that. They are simply rounding out some of the features that have been added in the previous snapshots, so there's a lot of subtle tweaks and changes that have been made to the way that some of these things work. We're going to be going over all of those today. So first and foremost, if we head over to the crafting table, there are 3 new crafting recipes that have been added to the game. And as you can see here, the moss block can now be used to craft stone brick into mossy stone bricks, and cobblestone into mossy cobblestone. Previously, you could only do this with vines, but now you can do it with the moss block as well, which is pretty exciting. Additionally, waxed block of copper. Normally you could only do this with a normal block of copper, but waxed blocks of copper can now be crafted back into copper ingots. And this is an association with another change that we're going to take a look at in just a second in regards to the copper. But before we get to that, check this out. This was supposed to make it into last week's snapshot, but it did not make it into the final cut. They now added the ability to waterlog lightning rods. So as you can see here, these no longer delete the water that you place them in. They properly place into the water as they should, which is pretty exciting. Next up, we have rooted dirt. You can see here, if we place a bunch of this down, if you right-click this, it will now place a hanging root underneath the block. This obviously doesn't work if you're right-clicking it and there's blocks under it. This only works if it is actually, if there's room under it for this to work. Now, I want to note this doesn't work like grass does. You can't place a huge bit of it at once. If we make a big pad here real quick, and I right-click somewhere along the middle, you can see we only get for the block that we actually right-clicked. It's not like a cluster like the normal grass is. So, but these are now renewable. You can now farm these, which is pretty exciting. So that's a pretty cool feature, I think. Next up, we have the blocks of copper, and this actually is in regards to waxing them. You can see you can right-click them with a honeycomb, and these will now wax. So you can see here, if I click on that now, it is now a waxed block of copper. It actually pulled the one out of my inventory, but it is now a waxed block of copper, whereas before it was not. This can be undone by right-clicking with an axe. This can be done with any kind of axe, and you can see now if I click it again, this goes back to being normal weathered copper. This action can also be done with dispensers. You can see here I've got some honeycombs in here. If I right-click, you'll see the little particles, and now this is a wax block of copper. This can obviously be done with all 3 of these, but not with this one. You can see it just spits it out because this is obviously already fully oxidized, so there'd be no reason. I don't think, let's find out here. No, you can't unwax them using a dispenser. You can only wax them using the dispenser. You're not able to put an axe in here and unaxe those, so, or unwax them, sorry. I'm getting my axes and my waxes confused. Another change that's been made is that I believe big drip leaves could already do this, but small drip leaves can now do them as well. And if we head over to, we'll head to this little water pocket here. These now place based in the direction that you're facing. So you can see here, depending on where you face, it seems to put the larger one in the back right corner of where you're looking whenever you're facing. So you can see that those all face different directions now, which just adds a bit of variety when you're trying to build stuff or place them into the world. I imagine naturally they'll probably spawn all facing one direction, but whenever you're building, you can do that differently. Additionally, there have been some changes to the underground, only slight variations to what we had before. The only thing they said in regards to caves is that they slightly increased the frequency of diamond ore blocks. So if we head down here, there may be more of those around, but honestly, flying around, I don't notice too much of a difference. I haven't found too many more than I was finding before. And the other thing was they said that they slightly tweaked the cave sizes, but they didn't really go into detail. So it was just a little bit of tweaking. But everything seems to be looking, it looks very Minecraft now. Like, I'm looking through this, and this looks very, I guess very normal, with the exception of the large caves, but this looks pretty in line with what we had before. Additionally, last thing, there have been a slight tweak to Amethyst Clusters. These will now drop 4 shards or more with fortune when mined with a pickaxe, and drop 2 shards when broken by hand, piston, or other means. So you're going to want to mine these with a pickaxe to get more of these, basically. if you'd like to end with fortune, if you'd like to get some more of those. So that is it for this snapshot. Again, there's a lot of bug fixes and stuff. If you'd like to take a look at all of those, there's a link in the description to the blog post. But as of right now, that is all of the new features that have been added this week. So they're just trying to round some stuff out and make sure everything is working properly. Last thing, here we go. This is very loud because I'm summoning lightning, but I wanted to show you guys this. Well, that didn't work at all. There we go. See, now it worked. Yeah, so lightning bolts now now deoxidize the copper. I don't know that this works with the fully oxidized one. It does, yeah. So if lightning strikes these, they will now turn back into their normal variant, which could be really, really cool if you put like a bunch of lightning rods on a roof and like had it slowly like combat itself, where the lightning was trying to clear it and it's like all growing to the fully oxidized version. I think that'd be really cool. But that is actually it for this snapshot. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I will see you all next week if they're listening to the snapshot. Bye-bye.